Hi and welcome. Today's project is designing, 3D printing, and building a depot to fit this tiny corner of my tiny layout. I'm putting the 3D files on Cults and Thingiverse so you can build along if you wish. When we're done, it will look like this. The layout is based on the Denver and Rio Grande, so that's where I looked for a station to work with, and found the Littleton Depot. It was a suburban passenger depot, so it didn't need to be very large, which makes it perfect for us. One problem was there were no drawings or plans available for the depot, so I had to work from photographs. It is pretty easy to bring a photo into editing software, measure known items, like a door, a wheel, or even the height of a person, and use that to measure everything else in the picture. I did this for all the features on the building and recorded everything. I made scaled drawings from these dimensions for two reasons: to make sure I hadn't missed anything, and to organize the messy sketches into something usable. I then created all the parts in CAD. Designing for 3D printing let me add some simple details to the interior, like the ticket counter, a desk, tables, cabinets, and a stove in the office, a bench around the waiting room, and some crates in the freight area. The stones in the actual depot are uniform height, but different random lengths. I wound up drawing these individually, which is a royal pain. When I got to the roof, I wanted an easier way to get some random variation in the shingles. The solution I came up with was using Blender, a free 3D modeling program. I drew a whole assortment of varied shingles. I then used the particle system in Blender to fill the roof with them in a random order. The first step was creating all the tiling objects, covering the diversity you wanted. After you've created the objects, move them to a new collection. Then create a plane the size of your tiling object. Move the plane to the lower left corner of the object that you want to tile. Add a modifier array, then add another array. Set count x in the first array to the number of tiles you need to cover the object in the x direction. Then, set count y in the second array to the number of tiles you need to cover the object in the y direction. Set count x in the second array to 0. Check merge on both, which merges duplicate nodes. Then, go to the particle system. Select hair, check advanced. Set number under emitters to the total tiles needed, x times y. Set length to 1. Under render, change render as to collection. Under the collection drop-down, select the collection you put your tiling objects into. Check pick random here. Under emissions, source, check use modifier stack and uncheck random order. Set particles per face to 1. Under render, set scale to 1. Make sure rotation is checked. Typically object Y works for me, but you'll have to find out which one works for you in your particular situation. Under collection, you can select use count. This changes the frequency of each tile, so you could, for example, have a few damaged bricks and a bunch of regular ones, or more smaller shingles as I did in this example, or anything else you can think of. Changing the seed under emissions changes the distribution of the tiles. It's the random number seed. I use this to create two different roof halves with one click. Save your file as a blend so you can change it later. Then apply the modifiers. Then convert the particle system. Export it as an STL. Set the scale to 1000. Units aren't a strong suit of Blender. It seems to export as unitless units. My printer defaults to millimeters, so if you design it in meters, setting this scale to 1000 makes it all copacetic. Once all the models were completed, they were exported as STLs, then printed on a Prusa i3 Mark III with a 0.25 millimeter nozzle using PLA filament. When printing models this small on an FDM printer, it's important to calibrate the filament. It greatly reduces the stringing and other print issues. Now that all the parts are printed, we will assemble the model. We will paint, add lighting, and decorations. So make sure you come back next time for the grand finale. Thanks for watching.